Hey y'all, and welcome to Shae Sells ATL. If you found my channel because you're looking to buy, you're looking to sell, you're wondering about moving to Georgia, or maybe you just accidentally stumbled across my page, welcome. I'm Shalisha, but most people call me Shay. And I figured before I started filling this channel with all kinds of houses and real estate advice, market conversations, and all the other things I have planned, that I should probably introduce myself and start with the most basic question. Who in the world is Shay? Today, I'm giving you the real introduction to all things me. Who I am, how I ended up in real estate, what I actually love about this business, a little bit about my life outside of real estate, and probably a few things you did not need to know or care for, but you're going to learn them anyways. First things first, I'm a Georgia Realtor here in Metro Atlanta, but Georgia's actually not where my real estate story started. I originally got my real estate license in Las Vegas, Nevada in January of 2021. And I think that's important because real estate wasn't necessarily this thing where I woke up one morning and said, I dreamed about selling houses my entire life. My journey in real estate really evolved. I've always been somebody who likes helping people, explaining things, figuring things out, making complicated situations feel a little less overwhelming. And if you've ever bought a house or sold a house, you already know that real estate can get very complicated extremely quickly. There are contracts, there's transactions, inspections, appraisals, lenders, a whole flurry of people, deadlines, and negotiations all mixed into one. And sometimes there's even about 47 people involved in one transaction, and they needed something like 5 hours ago. But somewhere along the way, I realized that a lot of the things that naturally fit my personality also fit really well into real estate. My background is actually in criminal justice, and I worked for the state of California, where I'm originally born and raised, for most of my 20s in the prison system, and was going to law school to be a criminal defense attorney. But eventually, life brought me to Georgia, all thanks to the good Lord above, for a ministry calling back in April of 2023. And Georgia real estate has become its own chapter for me. I've gotten to learn a completely different market, work with different types of clients, experience different sides of the business, and really figure out what kind of realtor I want to be at the end of the day. What I realized really early on about myself is the part that I love most is the people. I love when somebody comes to me thinking something isn't possible and I get to help them find out that it actually is. I love educating people about home buying and home selling. I love explaining what nobody explained to them. I love being able to say, okay, here's what's happening, here's what this means, and here's what we're going to do next. And I love, love, love solving the impossible problems. That part feels extremely natural to me, if we're being honest. People see the fun side of real estate online, especially with all the TV shows that have recently come about. They see the pretty houses, the closing pictures, the sold signs, the keys, the luxury side of it that really doesn't naturally exist. And don't get me wrong, all of that is amazing and fabulous, but there's something special about handing somebody keys and realizing this is their home now, and you've got to be a part of that. So many things happen before the videos, before the picture. Sometimes you're working with somebody who spent years believing they couldn't buy a house. Sometimes you're helping a family sell a home they've lived in for 20 plus years. Sometimes somebody's moving because they're getting married. Sometimes people are moving because they're retiring. Sometimes it's because of a divorce or they're having a baby. Their children have grown up and they're downsizing. They're relocating because of a job. There are so many different scenarios within this industry. Real estate happens in the middle of real life. And this is what I want this channel to be about. And that is what probably means the most to me out of all this. I don't ever want people to feel like they're just another transaction. Yes, we're buying or selling a house, but there's usually a whole life happening around that house. And there's a lot of questions and a lot of fears and a lot of anxious thoughts. One thing you're going to notice very quickly on this channel is that I love teaching. And I think there's a huge gap between what people think they know about real estate and what they actually need to know. For example, people think they need perfect credit. They think they need some enormous down payment. They think Zillow told them exactly what their house is worth. Oh, I can't even begin to start on that one. They think the listing agent automatically represents everybody, or better yet, those new home builders represent buyers, when in fact, you are having your best interest of getting your own agent before walking in to even get a new home build. And sometimes people don't even ask questions because they're embarrassed that they don't already know the answer. This is exactly what I don't want here. There are no stupid real estate questions. If you don't understand escrow, ask. If you don't understand earnest money, please ask. If you don't know what an appraisal is, ask. And I'm hoping that somewhere along the line, I'll actually cover every question that you might actually have in a video. So that's why you hire professionals. That's why you hire me. A big part of Shae Sells ATL is going to be breaking real estate down into normal person language, not industry language. I went to school for real estate. You went to school for whatever career choice you chose. I don't want to be the person that's using 15 real estate terms so I sound impressive. I just want to break it down so that you know what it means for you and your situation. And I'm going to keep it real with you, even if you don't like it, because that's my job, to protect you and guide you every step of the way. Something you should probably know about me is that I'm not going to pretend everything about real estate is sunshine and closing day pictures. Sometimes deals get messy. Sometimes inspections are absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes appraisals come in low. Financing falls apart because you decided to go on a shopping spree that I warned you not to. Sometimes sellers say absolutely not to the greatest of offers. And sometimes buyers change their minds. Sometimes everybody involved needs to go sit in separate corners for about 5 minutes and have a snack. But that's real estate. So we're going to talk about the good parts and the complicated parts. I want this channel to help you become a smarter consumer, whether you ever work with me personally or not. Now, real estate is what I do, but it is not my entire personality. I'm also a mom, and motherhood has been one of the biggest parts of my life for so long. I became a mom young, and now I'm in this completely different season where my kids are becoming adults and building lives of their own, and that is an experience nobody prepares you for. You spend years raising these humans, taking them everywhere, worrying about every single thing under the sun, managing schedules, school, sports, life, and then one day they're basically like, okay, mom, got it. We don't need you anymore. They do, believe me, they still call. But I'm still wanting them to come back. And that's a new chapter you get to walk with me in. So I'm navigating in that season too. My faith is also incredibly important to me. I'm a Christian, and my relationship with God influences the way I look at life, business, relationships, purpose, all of it. I also do Bible studies weekly online, and I have a whole other channel for that, and I might intermingle the two from here to there, but I'm not perfect. I don't have everything figured out, and I'm definitely still learning, but I believe that what we're called to do should ultimately help people. So whether I'm teaching Bible study, helping somebody understand a real estate contract, or encouraging somebody who's going through a difficult season in life, or just sharing something I've learned, I want there to be purpose behind it. And now to the fun part. Some random facts about me on the things that you probably didn't even care to know. I am a dress girl. I love dresses through and through, but I'm also a sports mom. So if you see me in jeans repeatedly, somebody should probably check on me because something has happened. I generally only wear jeans on Friday night footballs and now Saturday night football because I have a college football athlete in my life as well now. But give me a cute dress and I'm happy. Second, I love things that are feminine. I love pink, absolutely. Signature color, florals, pastels, pearls, all the things. Gold, it's my go-to. Basically, if it's pretty and slightly extra, there's a good chance I'm going to like it. I love business and not just real estate. I'm absolutely the person you run to if you randomly come up with an entire business concept and I'm going to name it, design it, have the whole blueprint for you to get it done. All from one random thought that you threw my way. Another thing about me, I love learning, and I don't think you should ever stop. Never stop developing, never stop learning, keep growing in life. And let's go into why I started Shae Sells ETL. I've created this page because I wanted a place where I could put everything together: real estate, education, Atlanta, homes, business, life, and a little bit of me. You're going to see property tours. We're going to talk about buying. We'll talk about selling. We're going to talk about what it's actually like living in different areas around Metro Atlanta. We'll discuss new construction. We'll talk about mistakes buyers make, mistakes sellers make, things realtors wish consumers knew. And we're going to look at a whole lot more houses because I love touring homes. We're going to look at houses so much that you're going to be like, oh, I love this. And okay, here she is again. And we're definitely going to talk about some of the things where you're going to be asking who approved that. We're going to have fun too. So if you're thinking about moving to Georgia, if you're watching because you're considering moving here, especially the Metro Atlanta area, definitely stick around. There's so much more to this area than just Atlanta. You have communities south of the city, east of the city, north of the city, west of the city that all feel completely different. Your lifestyle matters, your commute matters, your budget matters, the type of house you want matters, what you want around you matters. And I want to show you those differences instead of just showing you houses. I don't want this channel to feel like I'm talking at you. I want it to feel like we're having a conversation, like we're besties. So ask questions in the comments. Tell me what you want me to cover. If there's a neighborhood you want to see, let me know. We'll go visit it together. Please, 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 please ask me all the questions. I love the questions. If somebody told you something about buying a house and you're wondering whether it's actually true, let's talk about it. Because the more informed you are, the better decisions you can make. And this is one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life. So that's a little bit about me. I'm a mom. I'm a woman of faith. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm somebody who loves teaching, learning, helping people, laughing, fashion, talking probably a little too much. And I do love interior design as well. But yes, I am your Metro Atlanta, Georgia Realtor. And I'm excited to see where we take Shae Sells ETL. So if any of that sounds like your kind of place, go ahead and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and introduce yourself in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from, and if you're from Georgia, I would love to meet you in person. I will leave my contact details, hopefully, at the end of all my videos, but I'm excited to meet y'all. Happy house hunting, and we'll talk soon.